are back, and what you just heard was a monster ballad by Robert E. Person called "I Give You Praise," written by the DMV elder Richard Smallwood. But this is an absolute pleasure for me to have you, Robert, on this show.
Thank you, Phillip.
Of course, you have your own radio show entitled
Soulful Sessions with Robert E. Person right here on WBGR.
Yeah, that's right.
Friday
that's right.
mornings, 10 to 10:30.
And it's a great show.
Thank
But I wanted to have you on here just to talk about Robert Person. So, you know, a lot of people know you. People love you. The people in here who love you. That's different when people know you versus when they love you. But people in DMV really love you.
Yes, sir.
Not just as a singer, but they love you as a person.
Amen. Amen.
But let's talk about your early beginnings. How did you get started singing? When did you know you could sing?
Well, you know, my story is slightly different than most people. You know, I've been singing since I was 5 or 2 or whatever. I've always wanted to sing. And I sang, but it was always in the background. Like I sang in choir in school. But I didn't have the nerve to. Sing, and I say all the time. Even now, it takes courage to do what we do. Sometimes I still struggle with that courage. But for me, my story was somebody not showing up, and literally being called by the choir director in the moment.
Oh boy!
To come to the mic.
Be ye ready.
Right, and I'm like, what? Who, me?
But the choir director knew you could sing, though, right?
They knew I could sing, and I was even there as a support, but not as a soloist. And that was Roger Bell, actually, from UDC, who called me out, and it was like, come to the mic. And like I said, it was in the moment, in service. So I had people who believed more so in me than I did in myself. Like Kenneth Lewis is another one.
Yeah, Kenneth
They
Lewis
really pushed me.
Legend. You know, I funny story about Kenneth Lewis, but he asked me to fill in for him 2 Sundays in a row at Holy Comforter.
Oh wow!
You know, he told me, he said, "Look, man, these people at church in this Catholic church." I'm like, "Well, okay,
yeah,
man, whatever, man. It's Catholic, man. Oh, all righty then." And I'm just sitting there like, I'm like, this can't be. I walked up in there. They had church in the midst of the. I was like, what is going on in here? This is crazy. But big shout out to Kenneth Lewis. You know, I saw him in Atlanta last year. He was, you know, we was on the way to the workshop.
Amen.
I said, Kenneth, he's like, man, like, Phillip? I was like, yeah.
But you know what Kenneth did, and many like Kenneth, they brought their Protestant experience to the Catholic faith. Because Kenneth is Catholic now, but he grew up Baptist. And he brought his Baptist experience, his Baptist music experience to the Catholic faith, which is why we have church.
Right. So what happened after? Okay, you got your first solo, you did your thing. What happened after that?
So for me, when I was struggling or trying to figure out this whole solo thing, I was at a liturgical conference, and I asked the question, "How do you know when you're called?" Because we hear that all the time. But what does "I'm called" mean? And the answer that I received was, when you're equipped with the tools necessary to walk into the calling.
Wow.
Is when you know you're called.
That's good stuff.
And for me, my tools were Kenneth Lewis, Alan Johnson, and all the people that I sing with. They have become my tools to walk into the calling. And it actually freed me up to be a psalmist, to be an artist.
So did you have any collegiate training as well?
Oh yeah, UDC.
Okay.
And Morehouse College.
Okay.
Both music majors in both colleges.
No, you went to Morehouse too?
Yeah,
was it before or after
before
we met?
UDC.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, because we met at UDC.
Yeah.
Right. I've been on Rock for a long time, man.
How long you been on Rock?
I said since 90, what, 1, 2, something like that?
I think I was there when you first came.
Yeah, so that was probably like 90, 91.
Wow, Robbie, you just 41 years old. I mean, how
Amen. Thank you. Received. 41.
That's it.
Talk about there are so many things that have happened in your life, but just recently, you know, the partnership with Richard on "I Give You Praise." I just want to skip to that real quick. Talk about that. I mean, what's that like, being with the maestro, and how much pressure did you feel to get it right?
Oh, a lot. I felt a lot of pressure because it was Richard. And you know, I think I can say this carefully. Most people know he's a perfectionist.
Absolutely.
And you have to do his music right. And so the biggest blessing is not just did I record his song, but I recorded it with him. So I had not only his blessing and permission, but he also was a part of the project. And he was a part of it from very beginning to the very end. So every time I did something to the song, I sent it by him to get his approval. And he was blessed by it. I'm blessed by it. He was very, very blessed by each stage of the process. Of course, I started with me and Richard, just piano and vocal. And then I added strings. Then I added background vocals with Roger Giles and Grace.
Yeah.
And every step of the way, he was included. And he was very appreciative of the work that we did on his song.
And Roger, Giles, and Grace, they're really doing some great work.
Oh, they are.
They are vocal
amazing.
technicians.
Exactly. Amazing.
Right.
Amazing.
Florence said to George Jefferson, I am not a maid.
Right.
I'm a household technician.
Technician. Yes.
They're vocal technicians.
They are vocal technicians.
Talk about your journey as a gospel artist. I mean, just briefly, you've done so much. You have struggled. You have spent a lot of money.
Yes.
But what got you? I mean, just talk about that journey and now the triumph that you now enjoy.
So my journey is slightly different too, because I didn't have any desire. I'm looking right in the camera. I did not have a desire to be a gospel artist, and mainly because of the responsibility associated with proclaiming the gospel. I didn't want to be responsible. I just wanted to sing. But when I did my very first project, before I knew it, the whole thing was gospel. And I was like, what in the world? What is going on? And then one thing led to another, and I've been able to just step out on faith and enjoy gospel music. But this journey has also included secular music. And my philosophy always has been and still is, if I can sing it in front of my mama,
now, come on now.
I'll sing it.
Come on.
So it doesn't have to be gospel. And I know you're running this interview, but it helps me to segue into my next project, which is Classic Covers, which is my first project that's not gospel. However, it's classic cover songs that I think that are always appropriate and will transcend and translate any environment.
And you're truly walking in your calling.
Amen.
I mean, your voice demands more. It's too limited for gospel.
Amen.
When you started doing other stuff, it just confirmed everything. People love to hear you sing anything.
Amen.
I mean, you know, if you can't sing at my wedding, you know what I'm saying.
Amen.
Robert needs to be there. I'm sure you had a lot of weddings.
Lots of weddings.
God has a plan.
I'm trying to tell you, God has a plan to bless so many people.
Can I talk about God Has a Plan?
By
That song is. This is my song, and I claim it. But it was written by one of our living legends, Mr. Henry McKenzie Davis, and the song is As Old As I Am.
Wow.
And I've been singing it myself about 20 years, but it never, ever gets old. And the message of Jesus Christ is always, always, always appropriate.
Absolutely. In the 3 minutes we got left, we cannot end this interview without talking about your parents. Your late dad and your mom. I know that's a whole other thing, but your mom is really special.
Yes.
I see her a lot in the events. You know, I didn't know much about your dad, but I knew your mom. But just talk about the impact they've had on your life. It just
Oh my God, my parents are everything to me. And I talk about my dad specifically, who has now left us. But I now, and this is heavy, but I put him up there with Jesus. And I say that because even in death, my father is still taking care of me. And I thank God for his example. The longer I live, I'm 47 now, the longer I live, I'm like, oh, am I doing, what am I, that's, oh no, I'm just like my daddy. But I just thank God for my mother and my father. I thank God for the love that they had for each other. I thank God for the good and the bad times, and the strength that they both have provided and guided for me, and just being great examples.
Future plans for you? What is what's going to happen with Robert the next year, the 5 years?
Well, in the next month or so, I'm release a new project.
There's new projects coming.
Classic Covers. June 1st. I have a listening party right here.
What's the first single?
The first single is "I Give You Praise."
Okay. Come on now.
All right.
And the next single will probably be "Love's in Need of Love Today" by Stevie Wonder.
Steve, okay. All right.
And it's all classic covers. Yeah. It's all cover tunes.
It's stuff my pastor can listen to.
Exactly. The stuff that everybody can listen to.
Look, I tell the saints, but when I'm trying to get with my wife, Shirley Caesar is not going to.
There you go.
I was trying not to call.
Shirley Caesar is not being played on the radio.
Please do not play.
You know what I'm saying?
Please, tomato smoke. No. No. And we're not, no, Shirley. But God bless you, Shirley.
We love her. We love her, bro.
Yeah.
And we love you, Shirley, but not today.
It's not that kind of anointing.
No.
You know, not that kind of praise. You know.
No.
So your album is going. Never mind. It's going to come in handy.
Amen. I receive it.
For more information on how to become a guest on Real Talk with Phillip Carter, or for general inquiries, please email us at realtalkwithphillipcarter@yahoo.com. Tune in next Monday for another edition of Real Talk with Phillip Carter.